They say when the last lightning strikes before the storm ends, something ancient wakes. Not a spirit, not a curse, but a memory shaped like a woman. She doesn't walk. She arrives burned into the air like light etched on retinas. Her hair dances like smoke. Her voice sounds like thunder remembered. And she only appears to one person, the one who carries the storm inside their soul. Some believe she's an omen. Others say she's a second chance dot, so when the sky cracked open and lightning split, the earth that night, he saw her, not in fear, but in recognition. Watch until the end, because some storms don't destroy. They bring back what was never truly gone. To everyone who liked and subscribed, may your darkest nights reveal the light that still remembers your name. Comment your city. Have you ever felt like the storm was looking straight at you? It was the kind of storm that swallowed sound. A thick, slow-moving storm with clouds like black silk and a sky so heavy it pressed against your chest. Ran for cover. He DIDN single quotes T. Ezra had always liked storms. They made the world honest. When the wind howled and the lightning split the sky, everything false fell away. That night, he stood alone in an open field behind the old radio tower. No umbrella, no fear, just silence and waiting. Then it came. The last lightning. It wasn't the brightest. It wasn't the loudest. But it was different. It didn't flash and vanish. It lingered. And in its light, she appeared. She stood just beyond the edge of the grass. Not walking, not arriving. Just there, like she had always been there, waiting for someone to notice. Her hair floated like it had been struck by static. Her eyes glowed soft gold, like lightning caught behind glass. And her skin shimmered faintly, as though the storm had carved her out of electricity and memory. Ezra didn't speak. Neither did she. They just looked at each other, as if the thunder had finally stopped screaming, so they could hear something deeper. No one else saw her. No one ever did, because she didn't appear to the world. She appeared to one soul at a time, the one who needed her most. And Ezra had forgotten how to breathe without pain. The first time they touched, it sparked. Not enough to burn. Just enough to remind him he was still alive. She didn't ask questions. She listened, not with ears, but with the quiet between lightning strikes. Over the nights that followed, she returned with each storm. Never before the last lightning. Never after it ended. Always in the exact moment when the world paused between chaos and silence. He named her Solea. She never confirmed it, but she smiled when he said it, as if she'd once been called that. Long ago, in another life, Ezra told her everything. The guilt, the loss, the silence he couldn't escape. And though she never answered with words, her presence calmed the static inside his ribs. She wasn't a ghost. She wasn't an angel. She was the storm's memory of someone who once loved too deeply to leave completely. One night, the storm came like always, but this time, there was no lightning. Only rain. He waited, and waited, but she didn't come. Only the wind, only the empty sky. Days passed, then weeks. He returned every time the clouds gathered, but without the lightning, she would not appear. He almost gave up, until the night he felt it again, that charge in the air, that pulse behind his ears. And then, the last lightning. She was there, smiling, not because she had returned, but because he finally understood. He walked toward her, heart wide open, and she met him halfway. They stood in the middle of the field, rain pouring down around them. He took her hand. And this time, the spark wasn't brief. It stayed long enough to light the world for just 1 second too long. Long enough to say everything without saying anything at all. When the lightning faded, so did she. but not in sorrow, not in loss, not in peace. Ezra never saw her again. But when he stood in the storm and closed his eyes, he didn't feel alone, because some love doesn't come with promises. It comes with thunder and waits in the lightning until your soul is ready to remember who you've always been. Thank you for watching. Some storms don't break you, they find you. To everyone who liked and subscribed, may the next lightning you see carry back what you thought was lost. Comment your city. Have you ever looked at lightning and felt like someone was watching from the light?